Hey everybody, it's Theo. Welcome back to Blacksmith Cellars. It's golden hour, as you can see by the sun. Apologize for the last post. I guess I was a little bit negative. Sorry about the F-bomb, Mom. Anyway, we still have issues here at the winery, at the vineyard actually. The black rot, and that was the last thing that we had last episode. Now we're looking at powdery or downy mildew. So I just spent the better part of the early evening giving the vineyard a nice trim so the vines are nice and canopy is nice and clean. Starting to think that might have been part of my problem, is that I didn't have it trimmed enough. My site, for those of you that have seen it, kind of at the base of a mountain, and then I've got western exposure here, southern that way, and thus I don't get a lot of wind coming through here. And my morning sun is up that way, but it really doesn't, I don't get sun here on the vineyard until about 10:30 or 11 o'clock. So if it was a humid night, which it is quite a bit here in the Northeast, and if there was any rain, plus we have that big mountain there, it takes a really long time for the moisture that's on the leaves and on the grapes to dissipate. Whereas my neighbors up the road that have a vineyard, they're kind of at the apex of this road, and they get some great morning sun. Their vines are basked in sunshine. They got a nice wind whipping through there to dry everything out. So I'm not thinking that they have the issues I have. Here's a close-up of the downy mildew. Just nasty stuff. You can see it there. Once you see it, it's too late. Yesterday, for shits and giggles, I did spray some copper fungicide, because there are still a lot of good leaves up here, and leaves are what grab all the energy and feed the roots. So if I let this mildew go too far, see that ugly musty stuff? If I let that go too far, I've been told it can really affect the future of the vines. So anyway, so you can see here on this grape, you're like, oh, it's so nice. But see how we've got these, they're basically like widows, and here, this one right here. Yeah, right here. Yeah. That one that I just flicked off, that had black rot on it. These ones that are already shriveled up, look like little raisinets or little currants. Those aren't going to hurt anything. So a lot of the grapes have that on them. Again, I mean, it looks beautiful. It's fun to look at. It's peaceful to walk around. Still really very happy that I did this. It wasn't like a crazy investment. I've spent a lot more on a lot worse, I can tell you that much, in these 55 years on this little round ball. This first row is really probably doing the best, even though there's some mildew here. Some wonderful clusters. I think we showed these last time, but look at that. It's a firm, tight cluster. A lot of good development there. There's a bunch of them on this bunch. There's lots of bunches of grapes on this plant. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 just on that one plant. So this row is doing extremely well. I think it's because it gets a lot of sun. It's open to the wind. So been taking notes, and I think my next year I'm going to be a little more aggressive with my manipulation of the canopy and see what that leads to. And oh, here's another nice cluster. Look at that bugger. Oh, can you see it? There it is. There it is. Probably spray that fungicide, or find out something that's a little more less toxic, I guess. I don't know if it's that toxic or not, but gonna talk with some people, but I probably need to spray that right when the grapes appear and the leaves start coming out. So just taking lots of notes, and thankfully, again, like I said, this isn't for profit, this is for fun. Don't know if we'll we're gonna have some harvest. I don't know if it'll be anything that we can do anything with. We might just have a nice stomping party. Of course, I'll be away during harvest, so my good friends at Federal Twist Vineyard, I believe, are gonna come by and snip what I have here, and I'm hoping we can make a port, or maybe a sparkling rosé, or maybe just a small barrel of something, and it'll just be special to have the first vintage. Anyway, there it is. Thanks for tuning in, your 5 minutes of fun. Oh, and by the way, this goes out to my Uncle Bob, who's just nearing the end of his time here on this earth. Very, very successful farmer. And just in the past year, I've realized how difficult that life must have been, to be reliant so much on Mother Nature for your successes or your shortfalls. So next time you throw some food away, think twice about that. And thanks for being a good guy, Uncle Bob. Fair winds, everybody. Cheers.